Hey y'all, how you doing? Sergeant Soggy again. I hope the Lord has blessed your day. Today we have been blessed with the installation of a Vortex Venom on top of a Remington 700 SPS. So, you know how this goes. I got to reposition the camera and all that, but thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Alright, we're back, and look at this bad boy right here. Let me turn this box around so I can read all the specs for you. First focal plane. Yeah, the rectile, it's the one with a bunch of dots, the ERR7C MOA. Eye relief is 4 inches, which is really awesome. Field of view at 100 yards. On the lowest power is 21 feet. At the highest power is 4.5 feet. Not bad. It's got a zero stop system on it, 34 millimeter. That's very important because scope rings do not come with this. You have to buy them separately, which I think is gay. But it is what it is. 1/4 inch MOA adjustments. One full revolution is 25 MOA, and yeah, it's and parallax setting. Yeah, you guys get the idea. And you kind of see what that rectal is. That's kind of a cool one right there. Let's actually get into the box. And you don't need to see that. And neither does Mama. Ooh. Now, they got tricky on the old box right here. Yeah, there we are. They got tricky on the old box. And there it is in all of its glory. That with the rings, and there is a sun shield, but there's no honeycomb for it. And of course you get your lens cloth and whatnot. So that's about it on the unboxing. We're going to reset up the camera, and we're going to get it on that Remington 700 and try to bring it back to glory. Alright, we got all of our tools out and kind of got a game plan here. And the gubernator will actually be doing the installation. And I'm just going to narrate because he's scared to talk on camera. So he likes to hide in the shadows. So he's getting the rings on. And you got to kind of work with the spacing a little bit. Yeah, we have to move that one back. And you want to give yourself plenty of room for adjustment. Now, if you'll notice on those bottom rings, we put a layer of electrical tape, and that just helps keep everything from sliding around while we're eyeballing it out and getting it set up exactly where we want it. Okay, he thinks he's got it. Now you want to tighten those down evenly. Then want to crank one side down and then try to get the other screw and end up stripping something. Now this won't be the last time you loosen those rings up. You'll get it out to the range and find out that you need to tweak it a little bit, or at least the first time you take it out. And it won't be quite set up the way you want it. The field's a little different than the shop, but we can get it pretty close. Get it close to where you think you need it before you put on the top rings, and then when you put them on, leave it loose so you can slide it, because you're not going to get the proper eye relief till you actually shoulder the weapon. Now, when you're putting these screws in and you start tightening them down, you want to go in a pattern. You just don't want to crank down one side all the way and then crank down the other side. You want to balance everything out. So if if you ever rebuild a car engine, it's torque sequence. So that's what you're doing right here. You want to go crisscross and front to back. And just get it snug. So when you set your eye relief, you don't have to take everything way loose again. And take your time. It's no big rush. We'll be right back. Alright, after a lengthy process, we finally think we kind of got it right, but we found out that the rings are just sitting a bit too high. We haven't taken it out to the range yet, but we're thinking we're going to need a ring swap. So that won't be in this video because it's the same thing as we're doing now. So be prepared to change things. And just take your time and you will be fine. And remember your torque sequence, your crisscross pattern, whatever you want to call it, on tightening that down. And you don't want to damage this the tube. You don't want to damage the tube by over cranking one side and then trying to pull the other side down to it. So that's all there is to it, people. Well, until next time, may the good Lord bless you and keep your powder dry.